Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Four Kids and It. This is a 2020 film. It's been out since April and only has 665 views or grades on IMDb, so that's about right for a movie out since April, but still relatively new, still relatively unwatched, so need to put it on your list, I guess, especially if you have kids. This is rated PG. It runs an hour and 50 minutes, and it stars Teddy Rose, Mallison Allen. That's all one name. Teddy Rose, Mallison Allen, or Pippa Haywood, or Matthew Good. Also starring the voice talent of somebody that we know, and also starring kind of the villain is Russell Brand. The voice talent is Michael Caine. The description of this movie. A group of kids on holiday in Cornwall meet a magical creature on the beach with the power to grant wishes. This is Four Kids and It. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. If you'd like any correspondence with me outside of YouTube, I do have my Facebook page. It's called Danny's Movies and Music. If you'd like to check that out, I do have a lot of bonus content on there. I've been watching a lot of Quibi lately, the streaming service Quibi, Peacock, and I put all my Netflix reviews on my Facebook also. This movie, I just did research on, and at the beginning of the month, I'm always looking for new stuff to watch. And so it came up next on my list. I guess I've been talking to some other people about this movie that they have seen an ad for it or something about it. So hopefully this starts to go a little bit more mainstream and people are able to find it and watch it. I do think it's a pleasant film. I think the grade online on IMDb is pretty cruel. I'd be going a lot higher than that for my grade when I graded online. But so yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. The first thing that bothers me is the fact that in the movie, this one of our main girls, we'll call it our main girl, she goes to a bookstore and gets a book called Five Kids and It. And then as the movie goes on, oh, it's so convenient that our storyline starts to happen the same way that it does in this book. So she can kind of look to this book for answers to know what's going to happen. And it's way too convenient. And I don't like that they put that in the movie. I know we have that in other movies, that element of being able to reference something so that you can know what's going on or you can look for answers, especially when people have demon movies. Like they can research the name of the demon and see what they're in store for. But I didn't like that element in this movie because they could just find out what's going to happen or just ask the creature what's going to happen. They don't have to look it up in a book and be able to kind of spoil the surprise. So I did not like that to start off the movie. And so we were off to a rough, bumpy start. But we have lots of nice things in here. We have a lot of good supporting characters that we know. Michael Caine and Russell Brand are the two that I've mentioned already, but Michael Caine is just the voice of the creature, of the It. And then we also know the two people that play our two parents, and they've been doing some amazing things. The mom was in a musical, and the guy, he usually plays, kind of dramas or stuff like that. So I like that they have four genuinely good actors to plug into this movie in some kind of supporting role because I don't feel like the kids did that great. I don't know if it was the lack of skill of acting or they didn't like the lines that they had to deliver. Obviously I'm not going to judge the 5-year-old, but the older kids, they had a chance to really, do something here and impress us and have us buy into the story. and they're the two oldest kids, so they should have done a lot better. And I don't say that about kids' movies too often because they're just kids. We don't need to criticize them on their acting, but this movie in particular, I felt like I had to say something because it was pretty awful. And so, but that's not really a concern about people most of the times when they want to watch a movie. But the older people, they're all pretty well known. They add a nice breath of fresh air. So, as far as the story does go, we are trying to buy into it. I don't exactly like Michael Caine as the voice of the creature. We've seen him in so many different things. We know he's such an outstanding person. I just don't buy him as a creature that is in the sand and that is magical. I just think they cast the voice wrong. I'm sure they were really happy to get Michael Caine, but I think they could have got somebody else that fit the creature more appropriately. So, Russell Brand does add a nice element to this movie. I was kind of wondering what his role was. It doesn't get really, it doesn't release his purpose to us until later in the film, and so we don't get too much time of that controversy. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. A lot of it's pretty silly, but he adds a nice element to it. And once it finally gets to it, it's actually kind of like, whoa, this movie is getting kind of serious. And it's not just a slappy, happy kind of fun time anymore. And so I kind of like that element. I liked when they switched gears to him being the focal point. So overall, like I said, I don't agree with the grade online. I think this is a nice movie. I think people will enjoy it. I think kids will get a kick out of it because the kids are having this merging family factor, and a lot of kids can relate to that, or missing their parents. There's a lot of serious stuff in here. It's very emotional. It's very, tugging at your heartstrings kind of stuff. And as lacking as the kids are, as lacking as the story might be, I think the creature and the magic is fun to watch. It's things that we dream of. Flying and climbing and being fast and living out a dream, and it's cool stuff, and none of it throws you for a curveball. It's all pretty straightforward stuff, but I just like how they handle it. So one little other weak part that I could understand people having a problem with, I didn't as much, but the parents do conveniently just kind of let their kids wander off and be gone for an extended period of time. And like that's their role in the movie, is just to be happy to have free time together and just not like care where the kids are at. So they could go down as some really bad parents in this movie and not like an example of how to be at all. But I just don't think it matters in the long run of the movie. I like their characters, I like their personalities, and I'm going to give Four Kids and It a B. I think it's a good B movie. I don't think it's outstanding by any means, but I don't think it's as bad as people are painting it out to be. So I did have fun. I did feel nice. I did smile. I did laugh at some really genuinely funny things. And the 5-year-old in particular, she adds a lot of just genuine laughs. She's just saying things and she knows she's funny. So yeah, I would seek this out. I would suggest watching it for families. Older people can get a kick out of it too, even though it's a little, like I said, a little slappy happy. But a B for Four Kids and It. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.